Hello everyone and welcome to the Glory Reds FC. It's your boy Benito in the studio today, and I have good news for you guys. I'm sure most of you, I know this has come late, but most of you know that we have an injury boost. Mason Mount is back on the grass training. Rafael Varane is back on the grass training, and Maino is back on the grass training. This is a huge boost for United, considering everything that has been happening in the club. Now, I know a lot of United fans are still on the fence about Mason Mount, but it's very difficult to ignore the qualities that he will bring. The player that we know from Chelsea coming to United. I know he hasn't really stomped his authority yet. He hasn't fully become a Mancunian. You know what I mean? Because he just came on, had a preseason, and then he got injured and he's been out. But he's back. And I just believe and I feel with the problems that we've been experiencing with the midfield and the right wing with Jadon Sancho and Antony not there. Jadon Sancho banished, Antony still in Brazil. We used Facundo Pellistri yesterday, which was amazing. I was happy to see Facundo. I've been dying for him to play. I've been itching. I've been crying out for Facundo to play. And he played very well yesterday for me. I was impressed, especially considering we're playing against Bayern Munich. So, if Mason Mount does come back, or when he does come back, I think it is safe to say that he might occupy that right wing. And Facundo Pellistri might just be the guy that will be substituting with him until we sort out the Sancho and the Antony situation. And until Ahmad comes back from his injury. Then we've got Rafael Varane. You've been seeing that we've been having problems at the back with Martinez and Lindelof. I don't know what is going on, because last season they played very well towards the end, Martinez and Lindelof. But this season they've been shaky. And a lot of the goals this season that we've conceded, I can easily say that 70% of them were not the centre-back's fault. You know what I mean? So I can say that it is an extra boost, because now that Varane comes back, he's just going to come in there and there's going to be that security. You know, when players play, they feel secure and comfortable and happy that, I've got this guy at the back there. I am comfortable. Let me just focus on other things. So I think our defense is going to improve greatly with Varane coming back and pairing with the Butcher. And then, of course, Lindelof will be coming off the bench, which is good, because right now players are picking up injuries because of the amount of games that we're playing, the minutes that have been deployed in the Premier League. Players are getting injured. So it's good for us to have a ready third choice centre back ready to come in when Varane and Martinez either injured or have a red card or a card. So, and then Maino. Maino is still a little bit far from returning, but it's good to see that he's back on the field running. He's been training on his own he's been training individually with the coaches on the side, trying to get in the pace of, trying to make sure that the injury doesn't get aggravated. You have to go and test it out. You have to go to the pitch to make sure that to run, to see if you're feeling any sort of discomfort or if anything is going to be aggravated. And so far, it looks like everything is good. I think he's going to continue with his rehabilitation, but so far, so good. He's going to come in there and boost our midfield. So I am happy about that. So those are the three. And then I don't want to say too much on Amrabat, because with Amrabat, I am also I'm supporting the fact that they're not using him. In the sense that I want him to be completely healed. I want him to complete his rehabilitation program, whatever it is that he's doing to get back to 100% fitness. I want us to take our time, because our midfield is very important. This season, countless of times, or a lot of times, we've been overrun in the midfield. Even yesterday, when we were playing against Bayern Munich, our midfield was overrun. Casemiro was overrun. Bruno was overrun. Eriksen was overrun. Scott McTominay came on there, did squat So having Amrabat there is just going to add more security. He is the when I look at the pool of players that we have there, apart from Bruno and Casemiro, he is right up there with the an ultimate player that we've got there. He can play CDM, he can play in the middle, and he can attack. So we are comfortable. That midfield position, when we have Sofyan Amrabat in there, I think Manchester United is going to be playing very, very well. So you can imagine you have Sofyan Amrabat there pairing with Casemiro and Bruno in that midfield. And then you've got maybe Mason Mount on the right, because Mason Mount is a right winger. When you look at what he can play cam, left wing and right wing. So he's the perfect utility player that we have. He was pricey. He reminds me of Daily Blend. Daily Blend was our CDM, left back, center back, right back. He could play those sometimes in the wing, left wing. He's like that. So Mason Mount falls into that category of somebody that's going to be put into position. He's going to be put into positions where we are lacking. So when you look at the current team right now, obviously when Mason Mount comes back, I just don't see Facundo Pellistri starting. I would love for him to go there and continue proving to everybody that he deserves to start and he will score goals and provide assists. But I just feel like if Mason Mount comes back and Erik ten Hag tries to find a way to sort out that team and bring all his best players in, including Mason Mount, I don't see how Mason Mount fits into our midfield. Because Bruno's there. I think we can all agree that Bruno plays his best football when he's the tip of the spear, when he's our number 10. He produces the goods. Yesterday we saw him against Bayern Munich. At some point, I saw him playing like a CDM role. It was kind of confusing. So we don't want that. We want Bruno to focus on attacking and just doing what Bruno does. And once we have Sofyan Amrabat and Casemiro there, I think we'll be good. So yeah, that's the update that I have for you guys today. I am stoked, and I just want to say this. Yesterday we watched that game. People are saying, yeah, we lost 4-3. I was disappointed in the game, personally, and we will talk more about it in the match reaction with Pastor D later on today. But I just wanted to give you this update. However, I just wanted to say I was disappointed, and I don't want you guys to be fooled and say that we pulled a masterclass or whatever. Yes, we sort of played better, but there were that game could have easily been won. We allowed Bayern Munich to do that to us. We could have been the first team in a long time to come and disappoint Bayern Munich, but we didn't do it. It's almost like the boys were not up for it. I'm excited about the second leg, but the comeback that we had during this game, I think that has galvanized the players. I think that has motivated the players. I think that has put some oomph into the players. Because if we lose this weekend, I won't be able to answer unless I watch the game and then I'll give my analytic criticism about the game. But when I the way I know United, we always latch onto momentum or good feeling, and right now I feel like that 4-3 is a boost. We lost the points. We are bottom of our group A, but in the long run, I think that boosted our players, gave them confidence, because it showed them that, listen, we can come back and score 3 goals against Bayern Munich in Munich. If they can take that mentality with them, then I don't think that there's any team that can stop them. Because when we come back to the Premier League, we'll be like, okay, man, we faced Bayern Munich. Who are you? What are you going to do to stop us? But then they have to bring it. They have to bring their A game. And I'm not sitting here and forgetting what I said in the previous podcast when I was with D, when I was saying that we are not who we think we are. That's very true. Unless these players switch on and produce and they become the players that we think on paper, because when you look at United on paper, we can beat anyone. Everybody's worried and not worried. They know that we can beat anybody. But then the players that we have in real life, on the pitch, they don't produce. So I feel like yesterday's comeback was motivation. I feel like they are going to bring it against Burnley this weekend. I'm expecting a win. I'm expecting the turnaround of United right now. I'm expecting us to now go on a very good run of games, especially now that players are coming back. That slowly boosts. I mean, we still have Luke Shaw out for a while. We have Wan-Bissaka out. Our two best wing backs are out. Um, we still have the banishment of Sancho, Anthony. I need to mention this. Martial. Martial was looking very, very sharp. He's also another player that I'm just excited to see him contribute to the team, provided he stays fit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we are on the cusp of turning things around at United. And all those people that were shitting on us and saying, hey, United are finished and all these things, they need to be prepared for the resurgence of Man United. We are coming back. I know I might be getting this all wrong right this very moment. I might be getting it wrong. But the way I know my team and the way I feel like I understand some of the players, if they don't continue this momentum from this game, then I just don't know. Because as somebody that has also played football, not professionally, but I've been there, rubbed the shoulders with those guys. I know the mentality of a football player. And after you go and do what you did with Bayern Munich, even though they were completely in control, it was those comebacks, that the goals that they scored, that is the motivation that we want. And I'm telling you that these guys are going to continue with their great form. D and I are going to have the match reaction later on today, so we will get you guys we're going to talk about this game because there was so much to talk about. I have so much to say. I'm still annoyed with Rashford. Dalot didn't do it for me. Reguilon defensively didn't do it for me. Eriksen was sort of quiet. Rashi, again, like I mentioned, didn't do it for me, even though he didn't do it for me. He didn't do it for me. I will always be strict with Rashford because he's earning a lot of money. He's a Man United through and through. There are so much expectations from him. I just want him to do more and better. So, yeah, Facundo was very good. Not very good, but he tracked back. He did what Anthony does. You know what I mean? Tracking back, going up front, causing problems, looking for players. I enjoyed Facundo Pelestre, and I hope that him playing against Bayern Munich, because, by the way, that was the most difficult test you can ever thrust upon a kid. If you want to, Facundo had two choices with that game because he hasn't played for United in a very, very long time. So he had one of two options: go out there, give it all, play his best, and hope that people notice and see, and then we push for him to start, or he goes there and has a howler and then never play for United again. Probably they'll start looking for a loan move for him, or he'll drop even further down the pecking order, or he will just be making these small cameos, which is not what we want. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that he played very, very well because he gave the manager more to think about. I always like it when a manager has got so much to think about, like a headache, a big headache. Like he's got two players in one position that are just performing. I like that. Builds that competition within the players. Luke Shaw had that thing with Telles and Malacia. Every time his position was sort of under threat, even though we knew that he was our left back, he always upped his game. And we want that. I think that is a good thing. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the players that are coming back to training. However, I need to clarify that this past week when they trained, it was their first time coming back. So they still process. There's still some time before they actually... I'm hoping that they make this miraculous return so that they can come back and then slot in with the team. However, it might take some time. But it's good news. I would expect them in the next week and a half, Mason Mount and Varane, to be back. Because sometimes they sort of exaggerate the times of the injury, how long the injury is going to take. Just pay attention to that if you have not. Pay attention to how long they say that player will be out, and then look at how quick the player comes back. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Martial. I'm excited for our players. I'm excited for this. I mean, I'm managing my expectations, and I'm just excited because I noticed something yesterday in that Bayern Munich game that just gave me hope, and I just hope that we can continue that good run of form. Thank you everybody for listening. Peace.